In general, you're going to talk in general about things that are of interest to people for the first part of the meeting. It should take you 20 minutes to do this, guys. And at the end of that 20 minutes, you'll see you're going to have a qualified group of people that you can then do the second part of the presentation, which I'm going to show you. I'm bringing it up here. You can do the second part of the home-based presentation for a qualified group, a group that I told you, yeah, I'm real interested in this. Dave, did you send me the other one that we just did?
Yes, I did.
Let me go grab that and get it downloaded so I can show it to everybody. And you sent it to my Kivana, man?
Yes.
All right, cool. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to go get this. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Okay. So, the first part of this, guys, here's exactly how you do it. All you need is a whiteboard. There's a PowerPoint presentation. It's totally duplicatable. In fact, guys, I have my notes in front of me when I do this. I'm reading it like, it's okay to look like a little bit of an idiot doing this. You want people to think, hey, I don't have to be a brain surgeon to do this. There's no PowerPoint for this punch. It happened in 20 minutes or less. Here's how it goes. And remember, you can have your notes with you. Hey, everybody, thanks a lot. I appreciate you being here tonight. And I've been to a few of these meetings, and frankly, I didn't care for them. I found them to either be boring or hype or corny or just downright dishonest. So I want you to know that there's not going to be any dancing girls and firecrackers going off here and people dancing around with pictures of them on their yachts and all that stuff. I want to talk with you, not at you. And over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to discuss 3 things with you, plain and simple. Taxes, your health, and your money. Because those are things that, whether we like it or not, we all think about. So that's what we're going to talk about. First of all, I'm going to tell you my story, how I came to be here. Same thing here, guys. Tell your story. So I'll give you mine so you have an example of it. But here's how I would do it. I would say, all my whole life, when I was a kid, I dreamed of being a rock star. I went to acting school when I was a kid. I just wanted to be famous, I guess. So I went to acting school in L.A., got to acting school, did a few commercials, and I went into music, and I started playing music, and I was pretty successful. I had a recording contract and a song contract, and I was kind of living my dream and traveling around the country. But like things often do, it just didn't work out for me. I never really became famous. You guys have heard me. I put a joke in here. I say, how many of you have seen my MTV video? And nobody raised their hand. I think that's because there wasn't one. But I joke about it a little bit. So I say, I ended up in Vegas playing music here full time. I should silence the line.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
So I tell them about how that dream didn't really work out for me. And I ended up in Vegas working as a full-time entertainer, as an actor and singer. And I was making pretty good money, but I was working 7 nights a week till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I know what it's like to, be exhausted, running from gig to gig, coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning with my clothes stinking like cigarettes, waking up in the morning, my kids are already gone to school, I don't completely missing their lives. It was, not a great lifestyle. Then, in 2005, I was part of a group and we worked our butts off to put a show together for Harris. I mean, we've been over backwards for these guys, worked our butts off for 4 months to give them everything they wanted. And one day, some kid with a little name badge on his suit that didn't even fit him walked up to me with a really cheesy smile on his face and said, hey, you guys are terrific, but you know what, today's your last day. And I went home knowing that 40% of my income was gone in one day. And I tried going home and putting a smile on your face for your kids. 40% of the money you used to clothe them and feed them was gone. I made a decision in that moment. I wasn't going to leave my finances in the hands of other people. I was going to take control of my finances. So I started looking for something I could do. And the great thing was I made a discovery that I could get paid a lot of money for doing something I've been doing my whole life anyway. A really important point to put in there, guys, because we want familiarity here. I could get paid a lot of money for doing something I was already doing. See, I had started doing what most people do. You're going to hear some points I hit, and this is one of them. I could get paid a lot of money for doing something I was already doing. That creates some curiosity in the person listening. Here's another one. I say I started doing what most of us do when we get to be be around 20 years old. What is that thing that we all start doing when we get around 19 or 20 years old? We start off on something that we do the rest of our lives. What is it? It's going back and forth to a job. Working first, and then fitting our lives in it with the time we have left over. Anybody here relate to that? Your hands go up. You work, do your work, you get your bills paid, and then what little time and money you have left over, you do a few things you may enjoy. So I wanted to join this, when I saw this business, I wanted to join this to see if it was possible to do something different. And I was able to change my life, and I stopped working for other people. I was able to plan my life first and then make my work fit in. And you guys know this is real. Some of you do. I'm not going to. If we were, some of you guys that have been in this group for a while, listening to this call right now, you guys have been on Oats calls with me, where I'm at the beach and I'm doing our Oats call, and I'm taking 10 minutes away from when I'm goofing off with my kids and going surfing. I fit my work into my life now. That's what I love about this. So this is not a story. This is the truth. Like I say, I changed my life. I stopped working with other people. I put my life first, spending time with the people that I care about, and fit the work in the small spots. Family, having my time back, liberty. And in my case, I know that I rescued my kids from what I consider to be the biggest problem in the world, or at least in our country today. That is parents who would like to be around to take care of their children, but can't because they have to work. Now, at that point, I say, I did that by, like I said, doing something, learning that I could get paid pretty good money for doing something I was doing already. In fact, we're talking about this industry, this home-based industry, network marketing, and there are really people in the world, guys, and I'm going to tell you what I mean. There's people that do network marketing, get paid, and pay a lot less in taxes every year, and there's people who do network marketing and don't get paid and pay the same amount of maximum taxes as everybody else. Which group do you see yourself in? You want to ask them that question. Because that's going to take us to the first of those three things. Taxes. Let's talk about taxes. Now, this is the secret that people don't know, but I don't like the word secret, so that sounds hypey to me. So let's take the word secret out of this and call this a little-known fact. Here's a little-known fact. There are over 150 federally mandated tax breaks written into the tax code for home-based business owners. Did you know that you can, if you have a home-based business, some of the things that you're already paying for, the government gives you money back for them. I'm talking about things like your cell phone, your internet, part of your mortgage payment, your meals, your gas. How would you like the government to give you money back for that every month? Well, that's exactly what this business is all about. In fact, in our business, most people are spending $100 to $200 a month on their business, yet they're getting $400 to $500 back in tax breaks. So would it be okay with you? This is a little key, guys. Would it be okay with you if the government paid you to have a home-based business like this? The best part is in our company, we give you something that's doctor. All you got to do is fill it out, take it to your tax guy, and you're done. It's that simple for you. We make it very easy for you. Like I said, guys, just make a decision right now if you want to pay the maximum of taxes or pay as little as possible. Pretty simple decision. So now let's talk about what I said about that discovery I made, that I can get paid to do the things that that I was already doing. Have you ever? Oh no, this is another important thing I said. I'm proof. This is a good thing to say, guys. I'm living proof. You don't need a PhD. You don't even have to go to college. You don't need numbers or letters behind your name. You need business skills. I've been in two of these that have paid residual income that rival what seasoned investors make on their investments by risking a lot of money. And I didn't risk any money. So I don't know anything about investments, but I've been able to create residual income streams that rival what big investors do through this model. If you guys haven't done it yet, then say, I'm working with people that do that. I can say I've done it. If I couldn't say that yet, I'd say, I'm working with people, and there's people in this room who have been able to create residual income that rival what top investors are able to do. So would you like to know what that thing is that I did, that I think my whole life that made me that money? Or, well, do you have kids? Anybody here have children? Okay, well, they come home from school, they tell you about toys and clothes and movies they want to buy and go see. Their Justin Bieber tickets, the Justin Bieber movie. There's this new clothes that they want, right? And what do? You go check it out, right? You see how much it costs. You see if it's cool. The movie's rated R, whatever it is. And if it's good, you'll buy it for your kids if you can afford it. Those kids are marketers for those companies. They're word of mouth marketers. We've all been doing it our whole life. You've ever recommended a book or a movie? You ever gone to a restaurant? You like the food? You go home and tell your friends, go check that restaurant out. The food was incredible. The service was great. You ever do that? Right. And did your friends ever come back and go, hey, we did that restaurant? It was. You were right. It was great. You ever had that experience? Right? And you know how the restaurant owner then called you and said, hey, your friend came down and spent $150. I got a check for you here for $20. Well, no, they don't do that. But our business, that's how it works. You've been doing this your whole life. You've been telling people about things that you're excited about. It's part of the human experience to share things we're excited about. And to share things with people that we think will help them. Guys, I'm going to repeat that. It's a very important point to hit. It's part of the human experience to share things we're excited about and to share things that we think will help other people. We all do it. And then give an example, guys. I always say my brother has made a fortune for Apple. He's a graphic designer. He loves their computers, and he's always telling people to buy their computers and their programs, whatever it is. Now, I don't think Apple's ever called him and said, we got a check for you. You sold 5 computers this month for us. But we all do this. We just don't get paid for it. I found a way I get paid a lot of money for doing the same thing. And that's when you do the two types of people. In fact, there are two types of people. People who do this business get paid and pay less taxes. People who do this business don't get paid and pay more taxes. Which group do you see yourself in? So now you're going to go to health. And I want to apologize because I know this is being recorded. That might have been a little confusing. I did that out of order. You want to tell that story of what you do, the referral thing, talking about how you don't need a PhD. We've all been doing it our whole lives. Our kids do it. We all do it. You recommend a movie, blah, 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 and you don't get paid for it in normal life, but in our business, you get paid for it. In fact, there are two types of people. The people who do it, and blah, 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 and that's when you go into the taxes part. I'm sorry, guys, I got a little off track. Then you go into taxes and do what I said about taxes and tell them about the federally mandated tax breaks and get the government to pay for this business for you. Now, let's go to the second topic, health. So, I can stand up here in front of the room and tell you that our products are made by the best doctors in the world. They have the years of research behind them. They were created by people working in the best laboratories in the world. Our owners have created multiple very successful natural products companies. Some of the best natural products in the world they are coming through our company. Our products are helping thousands of people with things like cholesterol, heart disease, obesity, digestion problems, immune system, getting stuff that causes cancer out of your body. I can tell you all those things. It's all true. Everybody needs these products. Everybody's going to be buying these products. It's all true. But I'm not going to say all that. Which, wink, wink, I already did, guys. Every time I got it, I ended up saying it. But I'm not going to do all that. Look, bottom line, everybody knows the most important thing for all of us is our health. We all say, our health is our greatest asset. Everybody says without our health, we have nothing. It's all so important to us. But unfortunately, most of us don't do anything about our health until it's too late. So our products are designed to keep people's bodies from getting disease. So what I want to do right now is, I just want a couple of people in the room to stand up and tell us what it's been like for you to use these products. Guys, the whole product presentation is testimonial. That's all it is. And then have people get up, talk about what their stories are. We all have been using these products and been around it enough to know we have great testimonials in the room every time we do a presentation. Let those people talk. Just tell them. Don't coach them. We don't want it to sound rehearsed. Just tell them, hey, in like 30 to 45 seconds, can you tell us what it's been like to use the product? Have 2 or 3 people tell their story, and then just say this. Would it be okay with you if the government were paying you to take products that would do that for your body? Okay, great. That's the health part. Now let's talk about the money part. And here's how you draw out that same Power of One slide, guys, that I should send to join me. You say, I can explain the pay plan to you. You forget most of it. It's very complex. It's got a bunch of ways to make money for you. But let me just show you what would happen in your business if you were to get person a month to become your partner. So let's talk about that. First of all, what did you do to get here? You got to ask them that. How did you get here? Well, so-and-so invited me. Well, how did they do it? Oh, they just invited me. Okay, do you think you could do that? It's pretty tough, right? Well, of course I can do it. Okay, great. So all we do is invite. They come, they look at this information. Let me show you. If you're able to invite one person a month who became your business partner, and then you go down with numbers. I don't even do the numbers, guys. I can think at math, so I just know that by the end of 12 months, you have over 4,000 business builders in your organization. And the people in our company spend between $100 and $200 a month, as I said, to use the product and to run their business. By the way, it's very popular. Let them know up front that they're going to invest a couple $100 a month to run their business, which is reasonable to run a business. Nobody's going to balk at it. But then you just see you have 4,000 people helping you build your business at averages between 100 and 200, 150 a person. It's a lot of money. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this doesn't work. It never does. It's a perfect math scenario. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody ever will. We teach the 80% fail rate. That means 80% of the time you and your people are hearing no. You still have, at the end of that 12 months, 800 business builders at this number, that $150 average. That's going to be $6,000 a month, roughly, in residual income to you. Guess what? Here's the really good news. That's only one of 7 different ways we make money. Now, once again, I want to ask you, and this guy, tell them the second part then. Year 2, we've done the math on this. You can fail 90% of the time. You're not starting at 0. You're starting at the $6,000 a month in passive residual income. Into year 2, you're talking about a great 6-figure passive residual income. Remember how I told you about those top investors who are putting tons of money up to make that kind of money? Well, there you go. What kind of money would you have to have invested to be able to make 6 figures in passive residual income? The number's pretty big in today's market. So, once again, I ask you, how'd you get here? You were invited. Do you think you could invite people to be able to create this for yourself? I think it's pretty, is there anybody who can't do that? Okay, great. Now, here's the part where I pull your heartstrings, right? And I talk about saving your family and changing with your future. You deserve it. Do it for your kids. If you don't do something to change your life, it's going to right, all that stuff. Is it all right with you if I don't do any of that stuff? And let me just take all the pressure out of this for all of us and wrap this up. I promise you 20 minutes, and we've been going about 20 minutes now. Let me just wrap by saying to you, you are now going to be in one of 5 groups, I guarantee you. The first group, and all you got to do at the end of this is just turn to the person who brought you here and tell them which group you're in. It's all we ask, zero pressure. Fair enough, fair enough. The first group are the people who say, hey, you know what? Those products look interesting. I might want to try those and have the government pay me to take those products each month. And sure, maybe even make a couple $100. Sure, let's do it. Great. Let us start tonight. We'll get a position in for you. You can order some products, get started, and we'll talk about how we can get you going. The second group, group number 2, are the people who want nothing to do with this. They would never be part of something like this, wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, got their nose up in the air, luckily it's not raining outside or they drown. They want nothing to do with this. You're in that group, it doesn't look to me like there's anybody in that group tonight, but maybe there is. If so, really, really appreciate your time. Thank you. Now, the third group are the people who say, I am not interested in building a business, but I want to put these products in my body and see what they'll do for me. We love you. We love customers. Let us get you started on products right now. By the way, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. You're never going to lose your money. You can send the unused product back. The company will give you your product back, your money back. So, the fourth group, and I'm going to be perfectly frank with you, I was in this fourth group. The fourth group are the people who are looking at this and saying, hey, this actually sounds really good. I am here to learn about making money, but I need more information. I need to know more about this. And guys, I was in that group, and I sat after, and I hammered the guy that invited me. I asked him a ton of questions. He answered them all for me. I joined, and I thank God. I'm grateful to him because it was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my life. So if you're in that group, you're going to want to stick around. The fifth group, we don't get too many of these. They're very rare, but we do have them. That's the person who says, I don't need to see anymore. I'm ready to go. Sign me up right now. If that's you, we love you, and we'll get you started right away. And now, if you would just turn to the person that brought you here and tell them which one of those 5 things numbers you are, that would be great. And here you can make a joke like, if you don't answer correctly, to keep your shoes or whatever it is. But just say, we're done. I promise you 20 minutes. I've gone 20. I'm sorry, but we're done now. For those of you who are in that, who are going to be getting started, great. Let's get you started. For those of you who got to go, we really appreciate your time. And if you're not interested, you want to go, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. For those of you who are in group number 4, in 5 minutes, we're going to restart this meeting, and I'm going to really go into detail about how this company works, how the money's made, what's behind the product, all the details. So we'll start again in 5 minutes to take. And guys, that's it. And I guarantee you that most of your people are going to be group 4. You might get a couple of people who leave. You might get 1 or 2 people who want to buy the product. And that's great, but most of them are going to be in group 4 to get most people sticking around. Okay? So, at this point, let me once again, well, I don't even need to unmute the line. If you have a question, you can hit *6 and unmute your line. But we're done with that portion. If you have any questions, please feel free to *6, unmute your line, and ask questions now. And we'll the next part a little too soon. So if that's not, let me clarify it for you, especially on the recording. But if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. I want to go over again how it breaks down. You thank everybody. You talk about how you've been to a lot of these. You don't really care for them, so you just want to talk with people. And you're going to tell them, I'm going to take 20 minutes to talk with you about 3 things: taxes, health, and money. The second part is your story. Fill it with the pain you went through. Don't insult people who have jobs, guys. Don't say everybody knows jobs suck. If you have a job, I would never want to have a job. Don't do that. You don't insult people who work. Go from your pain to the discovery. Give them a discovery. Don't insult what they do. Make sense? And the discovery is, I learned that I can make lots of money doing what I'm already doing. I'm proof you don't need a PhD, you don't need college, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to know what it is that I did? Well, who here has kids? You know how they always talk about clothes and movies and books? Well, they're marketers. We've been doing it our whole life. It's part of the human experience to share things we're excited about. My brother's made a ton of money for Apple. You know, those are all the things. And then take them to, in fact, there's 2 kinds of people in the world. The people that do this business don't get paid for it, pay lots of taxes. The people who do this business get paid for it, pay a lot less taxes. Which group do you see yourself in? That takes us to our first topic, taxes. Take them through taxes, and all you really talk about is tax-based benefit and how easy we make it to take advantage of it. Then you go to health, and you do the sort of backhanded, get all that stuff in there. I could tell you that blah, 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 the best docs, the best labs, the best owners, well, all of the things are great things our products do, and you are telling them that, by the way. But I'm not going to do that. Everybody says that their health is so important to them. Unfortunately, nobody does anything about it until it's too late. Our products are designed to help people from getting sick in the first place. Let's get some testimonials. Cool. We get the testimonials up there. Then once the testimonials, then just say, would it be all right with you if the government paid you to put these products in your body and see what they do for you? Number 6 is the money part. You do the power of 1. You ask the people, what did you do to get here? Somebody invited me. Gee, that sounds tough. Do you think you could do that? Great. Here's what you could create with it. Remember, that's only 1 of 7 ways. Once again, all you did was invite. Do you think you could do that? Great. And now the last part, is it okay if I don't do all the pulling the heartstrings and the dramatic stuff and just ask you, which one of the 5 are you? That's the whole breakdown of it right there, guys, in the correct order. So I hope that's really clear to you. But that's the first part of the meeting. It's 20 minutes long. Now what's happening is you're letting the people who aren't genuinely interested out. They leave. Anybody who's still sitting in that chair after the 5-minute break, and if there's people joining or buying products, they're in another part. You got to have a laptop, or paper applications are even better, guys. You should be sitting with your customer or IPO and signing them up on a paper application in another room. But the people that are back in the presentation room, sitting there, butts in seats for the second part of the presentation, they are prospects, highly qualified prospects. They're the people who, I want to stick around and find out about this. And those are the people that you really hammer with the details, okay? Here, don't be afraid to go into the great detail. So, now we're going to go into this presentation. Now you do have a slide presentation up. Now you are going to explain some things to people and go into great detail. Okay, so that starts out like this. All right, great. So now I know that these are the people in the room, and this is the exciting part where we really get into the heart of what this is all about. This is truly about becoming financially free and living a healthier life in 3 to 5 years. So let's talk about that. There are 4 types of people making money right now in the United States. If you know who Robert Kiyosaki is, he wrote a best-selling book on creating wealth and investing. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a bestseller for forever. He's one of the best-known wealth creation experts in the country, and he created this cash flow quadrant.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I want to interrupt real quick because I actually want to stop this and restart another one so we don't run into a challenge of the size of the email, if you know what I mean.
Perfect.
So,
You're a genius. I'll go to the beginning. I'll wait for you, Dave.
Okay.
You guys all